Hey there, it's Leona. Welcome to Zen Mindfulness Shodo. Today, we're gonna practice Shodo meditation while focusing on the Hiragana character for Hi. So, let's begin a beautiful journey together. When you write a character, imagine a square about the size of the character that you are gonna write like this. First, I'm gonna write it. Then I'm gonna explain the points and tips for writing the character beautifully in detail. Let's start the explanation. The first stroke begins from the center point of the top left square, or slightly lower than that. To put it extremely, it's a downward curved line like this, moving upward to the right until it reaches the middle vertical line. Then, after pausing here for a second, it moves downward to the left, gradually approaching a position directly below the starting point, while curving to the left. After passing the middle horizontal line, it becomes almost vertical, but it continues downward with this kind of left curve to a position slightly lower than the center point of the bottom left square, from here at about a 45-degree angle. It now scoops to the upper right, while curving downward and gradually thinning. The ending point should not go much higher than the middle horizontal line, and it's better to keep it around the middle horizontal line, or slightly lower for better balance with the second stroke. Now for the second stroke, it starts from a position slightly lower than the starting point of the first stroke, roughly above the ending point of the first stroke. To put it extremely, it's a line that curves slightly to the left, moving almost vertically downward, descending to connect with the ending point of the first stroke, and finally sweeping to the lower right while curving downward and gradually thinning. Sweep it to a position where the space on the right of the ending point of the second stroke and the space to the left of the starting point of the first stroke appear about the same size. If it becomes long like this, it will be unbalanced with the left side. And if it ends around here, it will be too short and unbalanced with the overall left side. So I think it's good to be around this area when sweeping. If the ending point goes down too much like this, below the lowest curve point of the first stroke, the center of gravity will tilt too much to the right, making the whole character look like it's falling to the right. So I think it's good to aim for about this length as a guide. The key point is where it curves. When turning back here, I'm gonna write examples up here. If you go up like this, for example, it will become pointed with a sharp angle. And while some people might write it in a round way like this, if you curve it round here, it will look like a rounded character and give a somewhat childish impression. If it's too pointy, it won't express the characteristic curved beauty of Hiragana well. So it looks beautiful if you can turn here with just the right amount of roundness, neither too pointy nor too round. Also, some people might draw the first and second strokes continuously. That's not wrong and it's fine, but by sweeping and thinning this part near the ending point of the first stroke, the contrast between thick and thin lines adds more movement to the character. The parts written slowly become thicker, and when you sweep quickly, it becomes thin like this. By sweeping this part quickly too, clearly showing the pen movement, The part near the ending point becomes thin, expressing the speed of the pen, making the line appear to have movement, which is also a key to making the whole character look beautiful. So rather than writing with the same pen pressure and thickness from the starting point to the ending point like this, I think it looks more beautiful if you add some variation and show parts where the line is thin and parts where it's thick. Especially in the world of Japanese calligraphy, it's considered more beautiful to express this kind of line movement more, so why not try practicing with these points and tips in mind? The key points for writing hiragana characters, as explained in the video, are concisely summarized in this book in a similar manner. The book allows you 3 pages to practice each character. It can be purchased on Amazon. See the link in the description. I'm gonna practice 1 page of this workbook this time, but you're welcome to practice as much as you want. If you're practicing with a pen, I recommend that you place a few pieces of paper under the page that you're writing on, so that the ink doesn't bleed onto the page under it. Alright, let's get started.